Ilsa, I know you guys were down 6-0 to start the game, but you guys were able to easily come back and kind of take care of business. What were you guys able to do to do that?
I think we played as a team, and unfortunately, the last game against Buffalo we lost, and I think we were able to get ourselves back from that game, and yeah, like with that spirit, we got through it. So
you guys looked at this as a bounce back game.
yeah, it was kind of a comeback. Yeah, we should have won, and we didn't, and it was lack of focus, and we learned from it. So yeah.
You guys had 26 points off fast breaks. Obviously, getting as many steals as you guys had tonight would help with that. You feel like you guys have improved, though, in what you're able to do in transition and getting fast break points?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can. We are so good if we play fast, and yeah, we should do that more. Like, if we play fast, we can get easy buckets. So.
What makes you and Amber such a strong defensive rotation?
I think Amber and I can play really well together, and because we can both play the 4 and the 5, and so that makes it also easy for the defense. Not easy, but that's why we can play really well together in defense as well.
I think there was a point there in the first half going into the second or the first quarter going into the second where they didn't have a field goal for like around, I think it was 17 minutes on offense. What was working well on defensively that led you guys to have that much success on the defensive end?
I think it's just we got to keep going. Like, it's not that if we don't score that we're not going to score anymore. So if we just keep going in offense as well, then we don't have to worry about that.
I thought defensively we came to play. I think the first half we fouled a little bit too much. They were able to take advantage of some broken plays into some getting fouled. And, other than that, they really had a difficult time scoring. Our ball pressure was elite tonight. We flew around. Our rim protection at times was really good. At times it was questionable. Outside of really, their four-man, Brown, they had a really hard time. And so, we gotta be better in some areas. But overall, I was very pleased with our team.
Coach, there's a long field goal drought there for your opponent. So what was working well defensively that allowed
it's for us, it's all about ball pressure. I feel like we have the best ball pressure in the league. And so, like, when we're able to do that, that speeds us up. I think that energizes us. Last game, game plan-wise, I mean, we held Buffalo, but it hurt us not playing faster on the defensive side of the ball. And so I that's a lesson learned for me. Everything's not on the kids. You learn a lot, from game to game. And, this team really got after it. They know we don't have any throwaway games anymore. Every game is important, and we have to take advantage of our opportunities when they present themselves. And this was a game for us to take, and we took it and did it in a big way, so I was happy.
Coach, so far this season, you guys are 8-0 when you score 70 or more points. What's the game plan going into the offensive side of the ball that has led to those scoring outbursts?
Can you repeat that?
So far this season, you guys are 8-0
yeah.
when you score 70 or more points in a game.
Yeah.
What's the offensive focus?
It's all about us playing fast, and we talk about this all the time, like, and I don't want to sound like that person, but really, outside of the game like Purdue, and there may have been another game where we were just ice cold, it's only us. Like, nobody can turn us over. Like, our guards are plenty good enough. It's on us. And a lot of times it's, we're too high risk. Other times, Ilsa just mentioned it, we get lackadaisical. We fall asleep. We get sloppy. We get silly. And, we're trying to learn from it. They heard me for 2 days get on them really hard about the turnover thing because my level of agitation's been through the roof with it. And, it finally came out, and, we got to grow up. And I think that tonight we showed that, when we do things right, we're pretty good.
You guys haven't lost 2 in a row this year.
Don't say that.
And well, I'm just saying, like, what's the focus heading into a game after you guys lose?
I think it's really about them. You know, they're a resilient bunch. You know, they're extremely coachable, and they're the kind of bunch that's like, just give it to me. Just tell me what I need to do to be good. Tell me what I need to do, and we'll execute it. And you know, I have to give them credit when it comes to stuff like that. You know, they realize the need for urgency. You know, and I think it showed it outside the first 2 minutes of the game. I think it showed it, and so you know, the thing about losses, like I always feel like you can win, you can learn just as much from a win as you can from a loss. Well, there's something still to be said about losses. You know, like you learn a lot from those losses because you take it that much harder. You know, and you feel like you try to unravel some other things that can help your team improve, and I think that we did in the last couple days.
Talked yesterday about maybe losing focus or losing some of that intensity at points throughout the game has been an issue in a few games this season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're never going to play a game that's completely devoid of breakdowns, but this felt significantly better, at least, than on Saturday. What was the difference in just keeping the intensity and the focus high for all 40 minutes?
We talk about it, just keeping our thumb on our opponent. You know, we've been talking about it. You know, they've heard me rant and rave and get on them for 2 days now, and tonight they showed that they understand the importance, the urgency, the level of urgency, the being in the moment. We talk about that. That was written on the board today, you know, and just because at the end of the day, we can control like 90% of the turnovers that we get. Like, and so most of it's just on us. It's just us being over aggressive, or it's just us being super, you know, sloppy in those moments, losing the focus. And I have to give the kids credit tonight, but you know, tonight's one night. You know, can we do it again the next night? You know, and tomorrow I'm sure will be another spirited practice, and we'll get after it again. We got our practice guys in, and they've been really good for us, and you know, it goes a long way. I think it's shown the last couple of days what our practice guys can do for us. So I'm thankful they're back.
Last game, you kept Chella Watson to 11 points, one of the best players in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And then this game, you kept Mobley to 5 points. How are you able to take away those number one
Well,
options?
it's just game planning. You know, our kids are dialed in. You know, they know that the staff is pretty good, and they trust us. And you know, they listen, they learn in film, they learn on the court, and they execute. You know, we go into every game with a mission. You know, what it is that we're trying to take away. What is it that we're okay with living with? And you know, obviously, Buffalo, that kept us in the game at Buffalo, you know, despite falling apart in the fourth quarter. That kept us in the game with her being on the bench as long as she was. And then, you know, tonight, you know, we knew who Mobley was, but you got to give, you know, Angelina came to play today defensively. You know, she showed up in a big way. And, you know, if she can play like that defensively, we're going to really be good, because she was really good today for the most part.
You guys have already played Ball State. You played Buffalo recently, and you got Kent State with the next one. What's the message going into that one?
You know, honestly, it's just about showing up the next day. You know, coming ready to play, carrying the same message that we had tonight into the next game. You know, the same messages.